When I tell you it is so goddamn cold, I'm not even fucking playing. Hello, welcome to the channel. My name is Lainey. I share this channel with my twin sister, hence the name Nelly and Lainey. And for today's video, it is almost near the end of the year and I have yet to complete a very simple goal, a very simple reading goal, 6 books. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. We are going to attempt to see if I can complete my reading goal before the end of the year with time to spare. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's figure out what we're going to read and let's pray that we complete it all on time. I'm scared to turn the next page. Because I don't want this to be how it ends. And there's 3 main characters. Lucy Kincaid, Beth Kincaid, and Claire, aka Catherine Buchanan. But Claire, the love that Claire had for this man, despite everything, oh my god, I'm gonna cry. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Winter Cottage. What can I fucking say? I really enjoyed this book. I had a whole dedicated vlog where I did like a bookish sleepover video. It's already on the channel. It should be the video before this one. And I read Winter Cottage in that one. That one was primarily like kind of ish spoiler free, so I didn't really go into like a whole review. So I'm gonna do it now. I was really playing around because I think in that video I gave it a 4.25, but I was really playing around between originally a 4 and then a 4.5, and I just thought 4.25 was the middle ground, and I think that this is what this book really deserves. But I won't be surprised if I ever reread this one that I would rate it higher, because I really enjoyed reading this book. I actually took like over a year to read it because I was in a reading slump that was like a year long. So I'm really glad that I picked this book back up again. I'm really glad that I gave it a chance because I thoroughly enjoyed it. So this book takes place over 3 different time periods with 3 different POVs. I think I mentioned this in the video, but you have Claire Buchanan in the 1900s, Lucy's mother Beth in the 1980s, and then Lucy herself in 2018. While I will say this is mainly like a mystery book, a very suspenseful book, because Lucy has to figure out all these secrets about, you know, her mother, her past, this cottage, and just kind of understand, like, you know, why she inherited this and who the original owner's connection was to their family. There is a romance plot, I think mainly specifically in the 1900s POV of Claire, because she is pining for this man, and it's not even like, how do I even say this? She has so much love for a man that she cannot have, and so the kind of yearning, and it's a bit of a slow burn but not entirely, of like her trying to like get with this man, or mainly like kind of just loving him from afar and in secret. And I'm telling you, I think their love story is so beautiful. Like, it generally at the end made me cry. And then the 1980s POV with Lucy's mother, Beth. She is interviewing Claire in the 1980s in the winter cottage, and through these interviews we learn more about Claire's kind of like backstory and stuff like that. But you see most of it in Claire's own POV with these like flashbacks. And then 2018, Lucy comes to this town, very small town. So if you kind of like that vibe in books, I think you'll like this one. Lucy herself in 2018 timeline POV, she also kind of has a romantic subplot, but I say it's a subplot compared to what Claire's POV is, because mainly her thing is like this mystery and stuff like that. Last thing I'm gonna say, because I'm dragging on a little bit, is that the connection that Lucy makes with Natasha, who's this little girl that she comes across who's living in the winter cottage when Lucy gets there, and Natasha's there because she's living in a very abusive home with her father, who's like in and out of jail. He's a drunk, stuff like that. They connect because Natasha's mother also passes away, and just that sisterhood bond, so precious to me. Like, just talking about this, like I'm like, should I rate it a lot higher? Dare I say 5 stars? I don't know. I'm gonna put this aside. But Winter Cottage, I think out of any book in this video, I feel a little lost. But I think we're good. So the last 2 nights, I did a little like bookish sleepover thing where I finished Winter Cottage by Mary Ellen Taylor. Anyways, I'm so excited to get into reading. It's 12:41. I just finished eating breakfast. I'm so sleepy, but I know, because I get tired after I eat, but I know that I'm going to get tired again after lunch, so I'm keeping myself up for the next 4-5-ish hours until lunch/dinner time, and then I can take a nap then if I'm still tired. So we're gonna read and it's gonna be a vibe, but I have a really good momentum. I'm able to read again. Midterm for the last 2 weeks were very stressful and hard. Okay, camera cut off on me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, midterms were hard and stressful. I just submitted my last exam last night, and so I don't want to break the momentum that I have, and so I just want to start reading, and we will see where that takes us. But let me shut up now, and let me talk about the books I might potentially read. At the moment, 2 days ago, what my vibe was and like what I was feeling from the collection. And I'm still kind of feeling some of these, some others not too much new after 2 days. I think I want something a bit like cozy, or like maybe not something that's not high. This is what I get for yapping too long. I want something that's not too high stakes. I don't think I'm in the mood for a mystery anymore. So I think we will do something like either a romance or a graphic novel, because it should be quick and easy. Or I really want to read this, Us Against You. No. Whatever, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna figure it out and you'll see what I pick. So this is subject to change, but the 3 books that I have that I'm thinking starting the session with today are these 3 here. But for now, this is what we have. And yeah, let's start reading. little update. I have class in like less than 10 minutes, an online class. But when Nelly and I went to our in-person class this morning, I read a little bit of The Missing Hour. I read 55 pages of this on the train. Or I guess, no, not exactly 55, because I read a little bit yesterday. I just wasn't able to do as much as I want. So I think I read like about 40 pages on the train this morning. I would say the book is pretty fast. In like a 30 something train ride, I was able to read about a little over 40 pages. So it's pretty quick. I also think it's because the font is also fairly big. I don't know if that looks big to you, but it looks big to me. I would also say the writing is not, how do I say this? It's written in a way that, and I think also with the mix of a large font, that is easy to read. Like, the writing is good, it's just not complex in terms of like, I guess like, it's just an easy book to read. Hopefully that makes some sense. The only confusion that I have so far for the book is that the missing hours, I don't know if the missing hours is, I reread the summary, so, but I don't know if the missing hours is Claudia, the main character, waking up not knowing what happened to her last night, and she's toying with the idea, which is probably plausible, that she got way too drunk, had sex, doesn't know if it was consensual or not. She has like bruises, her eyes messed up, bleeding, and like, you know, down there and stuff. So I don't know if the missing hours is like what happened to her last night while she was on her hashtag staycation, because they like mentioned like her life on social media and like, you know, she's rich and stuff like that. Or if after her like waking back up again and kind of going through the motion throughout the week, if she then goes missing after that. So we'll figure that out. But other than that, pretty good book. I'm talking too long. Class is about to start, or I have to just get myself ready for class. But if I keep up this pace, I'm not gonna finish it today because I have homework. But maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, maybe. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But so far so good. Okay, talk to you later. A little book update. So I read in all of part 1, which is, let me put it down here, which is 80 something pages long. And I like the book so far. Very quick. Oh, it's a bit dark, sorry. But I can read so much in like 5 minutes, like 10 pages in 5 minutes, which is, I don't know, cool, I guess. I think other than the main character, I don't really connect with anybody. Like, I don't really care too much about some of these other characters, just because either they're characters that are important to the plot or the storyline, but we haven't seen much of, because it's different POVs, or it's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, I like the book so far. I think based on the summary and how part 1 ended, I think now we're gonna get to the parts where these other characters have to realize something's wrong with Claudia because she's gone missing, and then have to figure out what happened to her. There is a character that does know what happens to her, or can like assume. So I don't know if he's just not, he's also like, is he gonna be part of the equation? Because I feel like since he knows, he could just outright say it, unless he's gone missing too. Like maybe they both fled together, I don't know. We'll see. I'm intrigued. I have to put myself in speakers, someone is looking dead at me. But I think other than that, we're all good. And double checking, just grabbing some extra groceries in the back of the car. I think we're good. So that's all I wanted to say. Talk to you guys later. So that last clip was a little too, I just looked at it, it's a little too loud to understand what I said. I think some of it's still usable, so I think I might keep it in. But I think I want to reiterate what my plan is. So I'm going to do what I have to do. And then, because it's like, not even 6:30 yet. It's a little bit before 6:30. So I think I'm going to do what I have to do. And then do a night session where I do some reading. And yeah, I think even if it's like 11:30, I'm like, oh shoot, I have to go to bed. But like, I didn't like end up doing reading. I will still read up until page 100 because I'm only on like, I'm at page like 82, 84. And so I'll just go up to page 100, or go up to, if I buy page 100 and it's like a middle of a chapter, I'll just at least finish that chapter. And then I feel like read 100 pages today, or about, because I think technically if I get up to page 100 or a little after, I would have read around 90. But read about 100 pages today. Do the same thing tomorrow, but I can read more because I'm not going out tomorrow. and then finish the rest on like Wednesday. But that's a plan. I like that plan. But anyways, I'm gonna shut up and I'll update you guys after about the book.
I'm sorry, but Mr. Tom is not here right now. Please leave a message.
Hi. There's a bit of a change. Obviously, I straightened my hair yesterday, so love to see it got a little bit of length here. Anyways, I probably haven't read the book in over a week now. But that's not true. I mean, yesterday I did read a little bit, but yesterday I picked it up after not reading again for over a week. It was mainly because when I was resting, Thanksgiving week, give myself a bit of a break here, and then mentally preparing for the craziness of finals that's going to be the next 2 weeks. So I am gonna try to find some time to sit down and try to finish the book in one sitting, but I don't know how well that's gonna happen. I do have some downtime a little bit this week. If I can like quickly get through a lot of the stuff that are due next week, I can find some time to sit down and read the book all in one sitting, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. We might have to push this into Christmas break. We shall see. But one thing I do want to mention about the book, I don't know if it's because of the pause that I had or if it's because something else in the book, but I'm finding that I am slowly losing a bit of interest. It doesn't intrigue me as much anymore. I think it's because there's so many characters that got introduced. I like the beginning of the book where it's very limited POVs, and if there were all these extra characters, it was characters that you see in that very limited POV. But I think starting in part 3, we just get introduced to so many characters that then also have their own POVs, and I just could not care less. I understand because a lot of it's not even just like the main character herself or the new friend that she meets. Everybody in this book is like scheming. They're doing something to improve their lives, to improve their loved ones' lives, to hold, to hide secrets, stuff like that. And so I kind of get the necessity of getting everyone's POVs, because then how are you going to get insight into people's plans since everybody's planning something in this book? But also I think it's because a character gets introduced and then like the next POV, it's their POV. I'm like, I don't care about this character at all. So it's a little bit of a drag trying to get through some of these people's POVs that I just don't give a shit about. Sorry. I just want to get back to Claudia. She's the main character of the book. I want to get back to her or get back to like Trevor or something. So that's all I'm gonna say. It's a bit slow dragging, but I do want to make a prediction of what I think how the book is gonna end. Characters are planning stuff, and the results of that planning is very serious in terms of like a really major consequence. So I predict that somebody is going to die in this book, just because we already got like a serious consequences to somebody's action due to like a plan that they had. And so I'm thinking like, I feel like somebody's gonna die. I don't know if they're gonna die as a result of a plan that they did, of someone else did, and so that character dies, or they're gonna die like that character themselves might maybe feel some sort of guilt and, well, died that way. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I do think that somebody is not going to make it into the end of the book. But that could just be me hoping for some sort of like that will interest me near the end of the book, because so far Claudia is the only person that I really care about in this book. Oh, Claudia and her sister. And oh my god, we haven't even got back to her sister POV since part 2 of the book. Like, I want to see more of that. Like, I don't care about all these other characters. I really don't. So Claudia and her sister Edie/Eden, and then maybe third Trevor-ish. He's the new friend that she makes during the spring break. Yeah, I think that. I don't really care about. Anyways, I don't want to get into it. This is already like 5 minutes long. That's my thoughts about the book so far. I think I'm on page 193, 194. I read like 10 pages yesterday while I was eating. It was okay. Hi. So I'm back home. I came back from book thrifting, and I'm gonna do a little haul about what I got. So exciting. Prices, I believe they were $3 paperback and then $5 hardcover. I got 4 books for the price of $19, 18 but 19 with tax. So I got 3 hardcover books and 3 hardcover books and 1 paperback book. So these are all the books that I got. I'll show the spine so you can get an idea. Hello, you have returned. Yes, we're in the same spot. Let's get into the missing hours. I had very much high expectations for this book, and I was disappointed thoroughly. Part 1 of this book, first of all, can I say the hook of this book, the beginning of the book, it's just, it like pulls you in so instantly. It's very graphic, so if that's not like your cup of tea, I would maybe not lean towards this book a little bit. But the author does not shy away with describing how Claudia is waking up. The bruises, the swollenness, the blood, the way it hurts to pee. Like, she is not shying away at all when it comes to like the confusion that Claudia is in once she wakes up. I don't know. I feel like I do wish it was more of a character study, or maybe like a character driven story where we're like analyzing kind of like society's perception on a person who would be perceived as not a victim to sexual assault given their lifestyle. Because Claudia is like this rich white girl who's partying all the time, who is like has, you know, sexual intercourse all the time. And she says it herself, and a lot of other characters reiterate in the book, they're like, oh no, there's no point of her going to the police because the police won't see her as a victim. That's kind of what drives Claudia to do what she does and like enact this plan, because she knows that no one's gonna be there to help her. If I'm being honest, I think, how do I even explain my thoughts here? Everybody, including Claudia herself, their whole plans was just let me throw money at this and then see what works. One of the attackers, the father, kind of makes sense because, you know, he's giving people the money to make sure the video that got out that his son, one of the attackers, put out didn't like surface and was used against him. So he's throwing money and's like, give me the phone or give me the video. He was like $10,000. Claudia is putting money into this by paying people to do stuff for her. And there's just so many characters that I'm just kind of like, they just all just threw their money into this. I feel like my review is so disjointed because I was so thoroughly disappointed in this book. But the way this book ends and the way, like, there was just, it was not satisfying at all. There was no justice of any sort. I don't know. I think I gave this one a 3-star, and the more I talk about it, the more angry I'm gonna get. So I don't want to lower it than that. So hi guys, so I have technically officially finished my 2024 reading goal. So cheers for me. However, 5 out of the 6 books were physical. 1 book was totally audio. I don't have the physical copy. And I kind of want to ensure that 2024 ends with me actually reading 6 like physical books. So not including today, we have 3 more days until this year ends. So we have to find another book. Find a book first that it's probably like 200 page less to ensure that I can finish it within the next 2 days, because I want this video to go up by Monday. It's currently Saturday. Monday would be, is Monday the 30th? Wait, hold on. Friday was the 27th, today's the 28th, Sunday's the 29th. Oh yeah, Monday's the 30th, and then Tuesday is New Year's Eve. So we gotta get the ball rolling. Last night I went onto my Notion. When I originally organized all these books, I started to catalog them into my Notion to then divide them like up by like genres and things like that, all these different categories. So if I'm ever in a specific mood for something, I can just sort it onto Notion and then just find the book then in that way. 2025, I am gonna look into book scanning apps that I can use my camera as a scanner to then digitize everything there, because I probably went through about like a good 50 out of the 300 plus books we have here, and I never finished doing that, and that was back in July when I originally organized this. So one, we are due for another organization. This place is a bit of a mess, but that's 2025 future me to deal with. Right now I have the 3 books. I sorted through Notion for different categories that I was interested, and I sorted that for anything that was under 230 pages, and what I was left with was Because of Anya, Legacy and the Queen, and Where Are the Children. So my next task is to find those books here. Now the way that I organize this, and because it's the only space that we have here, there's a lot of books that are like deep in the crevices. I'm either gonna waste my time to try to pick those out if it's one of those 3, or whatever I find first is the one that we're gonna read. Where Are the Children should be relatively easy to find because it was one of my recent books in my bookish weekend sleepover video that was on my TBR. So it should actually be in the front here. There we go. This is Where Are the Children. Blessed for that. And let me see if I can attempt to find the other 2 books. If not, we're just gonna go with that. We don't got time to waste. Things are a mess. I've gotten many new books. I think actually I showed you 4 of the new books that I got when I went thrifting. But what I did not show, or actually I might have shown, I actually can't remember, were the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I picked these up, pristine condition at, whoa, oh my god, the little library. And one of my 2025 reading goals I'm thinking is to start a series, finish a series, because I usually just read standalone books. And then I don't think I've shown this one. This is The Nightingale. This was on my Christmas wish list and my sister got it for me. So like, the condition of this book, I've never broken a spine before. Some of the books, you know, I've gotten are like secondhand and stuff like that. So gorgeous. I am losing track. Okay, so I got the books down. Let me go and show you. So the 4 books that I have here is Because of Anya. That book is beat up. Legacy and the Queen, Dancer, and then Where Are the Children. And now I have the tough decision to figure out which book I'm gonna read. I don't know. You'll see what I pick. You'll see. Hello, now we're on to Because of Anya. And this is the last book I read in this vlog. Because of Anya, what can I say? This is a children's literature book. I think I rated this one at 3 stars. I liked Because of Anya. I think it was like an okay, decent story. Anya is balding. She has to wear wigs. Oh, she's not balding. She's completely bald at the start of the story. She has to wear wigs and she kind of feels very self-conscious about that. And so this one is a dual POV with Anya and this other girl named Keely. Keely kind of wants to figure out what she can do to help Anya because she kind of feels bad. Originally, she thinks it's because Anya is dying of cancer, but later on, they find out that Anya, like the whole class and Keely and stuff like that, and us as the audience, we find out eventually that Anya has alopecia, and so she's not dying of cancer. And yeah, like I said, Keely wants to figure out what to do about it, and so I like Keely's POVs here. I would say for Anya, I really get it. I get the self-consciousness. I understand the frustration and then the sadness, but I feel like every single part of Anya's POV, every single page was just a constant reminder of her feelings. And the book is 114 pages long, and I just was like, oh, again. So I will keep that in mind. It's repetition to a fucking T. Like, it would get repeated to your face up and down, like you don't already know that Anya has alopecia and she is thoroughly upset about it. But I think other than that, you know, we can give it a bit of a grace. She's 10 years old. This is a children's literature book. Maybe it's the repetitions very much needed to kind of hit home, especially for younger audiences, what Anya has and why she's upset. I will also say that I think Anya's parents are very supportive, and then what Keely does for her at the end was very nice. And I don't think Anya's immediate reaction to any of the support that she's given is a thank you. A lot of it is just her reiterating to the people that are supporting her how much she's hurting over and over again, when I think they already know that, and that's why they're trying to do these nice and kind things. And I just feel like Anya's being very pessimistic about it. But like I said, I'm giving it grace. I rated this one a 3 star. It's totally fine. And that's the end of the reviews. And that is the end of the goddamn video. Here are all the books that I read in this video. I have officially went above and beyond my reading goal for this year. And also, I wrote all reviews on Goodreads, so I'll link that below. And then I also transferred my Goodreads to Fable and Storygraph because last night I tried both of those apps for the first time. And so if I want to continue with them, I might link those down below as well. But with that said, we are done with the video. I'm so happy. And also, this is the last bookish video for the year. And also, this is probably the last one, like, solo bookish video that I'm gonna make on this channel, because I started my own channel where I will do book content and then other types of content solo over on that channel. So I'll link that one down below too, if you wanna go check it out. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. Oh, and then happy New Year's Eve. I have to rush edit this. It's already Monday. Okay, bye-bye.